Keto and Krime, Keto and Krime. We uncover the grime on Keto and Krime. Keto and Krime, Keto and Krime. Now is the time for Keto and Krime.
Well, here we go. Based on popular demand from my video about Girls Gone Wild, we're going to delve into the strange world of infomercials, which are basically television commercials that masquerade as television shows. They can run anywhere from 28 minutes to 58 minutes, usually 28:30 to 58:30, just very weird, kind of like why all the prices in stores are sometimes 99.99. But anyway, they normally air after midnight, but some of them have paid and can air during primetime or daytime television. It just really depends. I know the old TV Guide channel used to make probably a fortune off just running back-to-back infomercials. So they masquerade as television shows. They market directly to consumer. They are in a advertising market known as direct response television, whereas a lot of ads are talking about, something that you would have to go to a store or go online to purchase. So they're marketing to you, but you still have to go through a middleman to get it. These are companies that market directly to you. You buy directly from them, and most often they are very heavily high-priced items or services, and often there is a hidden clause where it's more of a subscription-based service, so the fees are recurring. In fact, the people that do these types of television commercials often got into trouble by hiding that in their terms of service. So now they are pretty heavily regulated by the government. And there were actually quite a lot of companies that made their living doing these infomercials. Among them got the Rinker, Beachbody, and Telebrands. And so you've probably seen many of the infomercial stars that we're going to talk about sell for these particular companies. But let's get into the first of these, and that is Mike Levey. He hosted the program known as Amazing Discoveries. And if you've ever seen one of those show infomercials, it basically mimics a science discovery variety show like you would see on That's Incredible. Remember the old show That's Incredible from the 80s? It kind of mimics that, or it kind of mimics a Mr. Wizard or Bill Nye, just kind of a discovery show that could actually draw you in. And they were very heavily produced. I mean, the show had production value for sure. But Levey, who was the very funny, lovable host, is a former electrical engineer, and he wrote copy for mail advertisements. So he got his start writing copy for the little leaflets and mailers you might get in the mail. He also owned a dial-a-joke line in the 70s called The Mainland. He is from Los Angeles. And in 1988, Levey and his two partners formed Positive Response Television that actually produced the infomercials that he starred in. And then, of course, Amazing Discoveries. It was a series of episodic infomercials that began airing in 1989, and it had over 100 episodes and is produced in 60 countries and 12 different languages. He wore a very distinct sweater when he hosted it, and it almost came off as a comical discovery show or skit from something like Mad TV or even a Saturday Night Live. As again, he owned the company that produced the show. It was very popular. He got up to 500 fan letters a week and was dubbed as the most viewed person on television because they aired so often and at all times of the day. Amazing Discoveries also led to a spin-off infomercial series called Ask Mike. So he had his own little spin-off show. Can you imagine a spin-off of infomercials? That's how popular these were. And his company, Positive Response Television, was actually bought out by National Media in 1987. and Amazing Discoveries aired its final episode the following year in 1998. LeVey did not live very much longer, unfortunately. He died of cancer in 2003 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. He was survived by 3 children and his wife, Lisa. Probably one of the more controversial members of this infomercial group was a man named Don Lapre. He was born in Providence, Rhode Island, and later moved to Phoenix, Arizona with his family when he was a child. He married his wife, Sally, whose maiden name was Redondo, in 1988. He dropped out of high school, and he and his wife created a credit repair business called Unknown Concepts in 1990. This is one of those places that will offer to fix your credit, work with the credit reporting bureaus, get things removed, basically fix you on up. He then wrote some informational booklets telling people how to do certain things. For example, how to recover Federal Housing Administration insurance refund after paying off a mortgage. He also, wrote those things, how to get, free money from the government type things. And he also began a 900 phone line business. Now, in the early 90s to the early 2000s, there was such a thing as a 1-900 number where you could call and get information, do certain things, and it would charge you about $1 million a minute. It's just like Mike Levey from Amazing Discoveries had a joke line. This guy started a 900 phone line for very different things, dating sites, financial information, all kinds of 1-900 lines. And then he realized that he could teach other people how to start these 900 phone lines, and started the business that actually got him national recognition, where he would talk about placing tiny classified ads in newspapers, and he was able to make $50,000 a week from a 1-bedroom apartment advertising his 900 lines. Dating lines were the most popular, of course. In 1992, Lapre began broadcasting a show, The Making Money with Don Lapre Show, which was a 30-minute infomercial that talked about his 900 numbers, his way of doing things, and helping people make money. So he became very famous, almost like a Jordan Belfort type, trying to help people make money. And then he invented a vitamin known as the greatest vitamin in the world that was not evaluated by the FDA, as a lot of supplements and vitamins are not, and started marketing this via direct response television. However, Lapre's claims were very outrageous, such as they could cure disease, they could help prevent strokes, diabetes, insomnia. Now, vitamins in general can be part of a program to prevent those things, but you can't just say outright that your vitamin prevents those things. So that got him in trouble with the FDA in 2006. Lapre was eventually indicted by the federal grand jury in Phoenix, Arizona in 2011 on accusations of selling his phony 900 numbers and worthless internet businesses, and, according to them, about the false marketing of his vitamins. He was arrested on June 27, 2011 at a Lifetime Fitness Center where he had lived for 2 days after splitting with his wife and losing his house. He had attempted to commit suicide while there, and was found with self-inflicted knife wounds to his groin. He had attempted to sever the femoral artery in his legs. He did die later in 2011 in October due to massive blood loss after cutting his throat with a razor blade that he had wrapped in sheets to conceal it and prevent people from saving his life. So a very sad end to the Next, we have Anthony John Sully Sullivan, born in 1969. This is the OxyClean man. I know you've seen him around quite often. He is the founder and CEO of Sullivan Productions, and he is the one that runs the infomercials and commercials for OxyClean, Nutrisystem, and Arm & Hammer. So a very big ad man. He was born in 1969 in Devon, England. He moved to the United States in the 90s and teamed up with a manufacturing company to create the Smart Mop. One of those, this mop could have saved the Titanic if they had had it kind of mops. And so he started a company that marketed those and began to getting into direct-to-consumer advertising by getting on the Home Shopping Network, which is actually still around. And he met his future business partner and other subject of our video today, the great Billy Mays. And in the 1990s, he hosted a show on the Home Shopping Network, but eventually left to form Sullivan Productions with Mays in 1998. His partner, Billy Mays, was born July 20th, 1958 in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, raised in Pittsburgh, and eventually moved to West Virginia to attend college, where he played football for the 2 years he was there. He eventually dropped out of college and began working for his father's waste disposal business before moving to Atlantic City, New Jersey. On the boardwalk in Atlantic City, he sold the Washmatic, a portable washing device to passersby, basically a mini manual washing machine, along with other of those as seen on TV products that you saw. He began kind of hawking those as a pitch man, which we will get into the term pitch man, on the streets of Atlantic City. He then traveled to home shows, auto shows, RV shows, state fairs, anything like that where you can get a crowd, kind of like the old medicine shows, and began pitching his products that he had purchased to then sell to others on the streets. In 1993, he stuck up a friendship with a salesman known as Max Apple, founder of 𝐬𝐨𝐬𝐿, which was the infomercial commercial that would kind of propel Mays into the stratosphere, and ended up pitching his on a series of television shows along with other products from the same company known as 𝐬𝐨𝐬𝐿, 𝐬𝐨𝐬𝐿, Kaboom, and eventually landed on the Home Shopping Network, where he met his business partner Anthony Sullivan and formed his own company. He and Sullivan were the subject of a Discovery Channel reality show known as Pitchmen, and he continued to pitch products his entire life up until his death in 2009, where he was found dead by his wife at the age of 51. His autopsy revealed undiagnosed heart disease. So again, another sad end for one of television's most famous pitchmen. But overall, you can see that the majority of these guys were very, very honest, with the exception of Don Lapre. The rest were just, pitchmen, salesmen, and there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this very short dive into the world of infomercials. If you'd like to see more of this kind of content on the channel mixed in with the true crime, please let me know. You can support the channel below, and I hope you're enjoying all the new